the Apocrypha was also other books in the Old Testament that was kind of a bridging point between like the Maccabean revolt that happened during the time of the Greeks. This was what was in between the book of Malachi of the Old Testament and then into New Testament with the four Gospels, starting with Matthew. In between Matthew and the book of Malachi was what these books were, which was 400 years. There's the intermediate time between Malachi and the New Testament, when the appearance of Jesus Christ and the Gospels come, the discipleship, the coming of the church age, and all of this is what comes in the New Testament. So this is where the chronicling of that book came. You had the disciples, they had all types of writings. Like during the time of Jesus, you had Gnostic writings. You had different groups, the Essenes. The Essenes also were people that were around the Jordan. They were the ones that were on the Qumran, around the Jordan, in this place. It was like a cave system where they had also stored some of their records that they called the Dead Sea Scrolls, which were the writings of light. So the Essenes also called themselves the sons of light. So they were writing these writings, and they stored these rolled up scrolls that they took, and they dipped these scrolls down in mud and put them into like canopic jars. And then they stored them off into the Qumran caves. And then in 45, a kid walking around on the beach and took like rocks or whatever, throwing them off into these caves, and heard a thing crack. And that's where they found the Dead Sea Scrolls. So the Dead Sea Scrolls were also a part of like all of the different fragmentations of writings that lead all the way back, through the time that the Israelites were trying to keep all of these writings and scrolls and stuff like that to try to preserve this word or this prophecy, because it were prophecies that were about the first coming of Christ when he came, initially as the Messiah,